The internet is on fire right now with whispers, gasps, and pure disbelief because Mendeecees has finally broken his silence. And the way he did it, pure reality TV explosion. In a moment no one saw coming, Mendeecees reportedly lashed out on Instagram Live, accusing controversial blogger Tasha K of being downright obsessed with not just him, but with Erica Mena, too. And he didn't hold back. Sources close to the cast claim he was heated, pacing, eyes full of frustration as he allegedly called her out for trying to destroy his name piece by piece, leak by leak, year after year. Now fans are divided. Some say Tasha's just doing what she always does, exposing truth wrapped in chaos. Others believe she's gone too far, especially now that her latest claims have taken a federal turn. From cheating scandals to courtroom whispers, Mendeecees says Tasha has dragged him and Erica through hell. He's tired of it. With comments flying and screenshots surfacing, the internet's buzzing with one question. Did Tasha finally push him too far? Or is this just another messy chapter in a long-running war between reality stars and digital gossip queens? Either way, the fallout has only just begun. It all started with a single clip, just 2 seconds of grainy screen-recorded video that hit Twitter like a lightning bolt. In it, Mendeecees stood in front of a plain white wall, clearly filming himself on a phone, voice low but tense. "She's obsessed," he muttered, eyes darting away from the lens. "It's been years. She just won't leave us alone." No names were dropped, but no one needed them. The comments exploded within minutes. Everyone knew he was talking about Tasha K. The timing, the tone, the frustration in his voice, it was obvious. It wasn't just venting. He was calling her out. Within an hour, the gossip blogs had already clipped the footage, filtered it, and added captions like Mendeecees finally breaks down and Tasha K's latest victim speaks out. Some fans took it as a moment of honesty, raw and emotional. Others rolled their eyes, calling it deflection. But for those who'd been following the back and forth for years, it felt like something bigger. This wasn't just another Instagram story. This was Mendeecees unraveling in public, and maybe, just maybe, trying to take his power back. Behind the scenes, word started to spread that Tasha had been prepping another major drop. This time, it wasn't about cheating or private DMs. It was bigger. A voice memo from someone close to the love and hip-hop set claims she had access to audio that suggested federal interest in Mendeecees. "They bugged him," the voice said. "They had mics on the set. Can Tasha get her hands on it?" The idea sounded wild, too big to be true. But Tasha had made a career out of turning the unbelievable into undeniable. And now she was hinting that there was even more footage coming, stuff that would blow the lid off the whole situation. Erica Mena, meanwhile, stayed unusually quiet. She didn't post, didn't tweet, didn't even show up to her usual brand deals. Fans noticed. "Erica's so silent all of a sudden." One comment read. Another added, "She always talks, but now that Tasha K is name-dropping again, she ghosted." Behind closed doors, sources say she was furious, not just at Tasha, but at Mendeecees too. The last time Tasha dropped a scandal, Erica took the bulk of the fallout. It was her name in the headlines, her tears on camera. And this time, she wasn't going to let that happen again. The tension boiled over when Tasha uploaded a thumbnail teaser. No full video. Just a blurry still of someone in a hoodie with the title, "He Knows I Know." The internet lost it. Everyone assumed it was Mendeecees, and speculation caught fire. Did she have proof of him talking to someone he shouldn't have? Was there video of him admitting something illegal? Or was this all another one of Tasha's setups designed to stir chaos and boost views? Mendeecees had enough. According to someone from his camp, he started making calls. Producers, network reps, even former cast members. He wanted the leaks stopped. He wanted someone to shut Tasha down before it escalated. But there was nothing anyone could do. Legally, Tasha walked a fine line. She didn't say anything directly, just enough to spark conversation, ignite suspicion, and let the audience connect the dots. And connect them they did. The breaking point came late one night when a second clip surfaced. This time, Mendeecees was speaking clearly. "She ruined my name," he said. "Every time we get peace, Every time Erica and I try to move forward, here she comes again with lies, with stories, with clips that don't even tell the full truth. His voice cracked near the end. I got kids, man. They see this stuff. Fans were split. Some said it was manipulation. Others saw the pain. But one thing was certain. Mendeecees had declared war. Tasha didn't take long to respond. In a now-deleted post, she wrote, "If it wasn't true, why are you so mad?" She followed it up with a poll. Should I drop the full audio or let him sweat? 78% of her followers voted to hear it. The comments were brutal. People picked sides like it was a custody battle. One user wrote, "He's been hiding too long. Spill it all." Another said, "Leave him alone. He's not perfect, but you're dragging him for clicks." Backstage at a recent taping, cast members whispered that production was panicking. The producers didn't want to get caught in the crossfire of a federal rumor gone viral. Some of them had worked with Mendeecees for years, and they weren't ready to burn that bridge. But at the same time, the buzz was undeniable. Social media was exploding. Love and hip-hop hadn't had this kind of engagement in months. That's when Yandy stepped in. She hadn't said a word the entire time, but now with Mendeecees trending and Tasha K doubling down, she finally broke her silence, posting a muted boomerang of herself in a studio. Her caption read, "Some things deserve a response, others don't." Fans weren't sure what to make of it. Was she siding with her man, throwing shade at Tasha, or just trying to stay neutral in a fight that was already spiraling out of control? Either way, her post brought her name back into the conversation, and with it, the resurfacing of old drama. People began reposting Tasha's previous claims from years ago, where she accused Yandy of manipulating the narrative around her relationship with Mendeecees. One fan tweeted, "Funny how Yandy always quiet until it gets real. Where was this energy when Tasha said she faked the marriage?" Mendeecees now felt the pressure from every angle. He took to stories again, this time no filter, just a black screen and his voice. "This woman has been on me and my family for years," he said. "She lied about my past, lied about Erica, lied about our kids. Now she's saying the feds watching me. You got to be sick. Obsessed." The word obsessed hit differently. Not just because of how he said it, but because of who he was saying it to. It wasn't some random troll. It was a media powerhouse who'd built her entire brand off exposing people like him. And he was calling her out directly, publicly, without apology. Fans started dissecting every interaction between Tasha and the couple. They found old videos, deleted comments, even podcast clips where Tasha mentioned Erica's name like it was a casual side dish. One resurfaced interview showed Tasha laughing as she joked, "I could destroy that man's image if I really wanted to." Now, people were wondering, was she serious back then, or just laying the groundwork for what's happening now? While the drama played out online, Erica finally broke her silence in a late-night Twitter rant. "You ever been stalked with a camera and a microphone? Welcome to my life," she wrote. "This ain't journalism. This is obsession." She followed it up with a photo of her and Mendeecees holding hands. No caption. No filter. Just unity. The image went viral instantly. People debated whether it was real or just damage control, but the effect was undeniable. It shifted the energy. Now, it wasn't just about Tasha versus Mendeecees. It was a full-blown war between the blogger and the couple she'd allegedly been targeting for years. And somewhere in the middle of it all, the truth kept getting murkier. Had Tasha really crossed a line this time? Or was she just doing what she always did, dropping half-truths and letting the audience fill in the blanks? Because one thing was clear. Whatever came next, it wouldn't be quiet and it wouldn't be clean. The silence that followed Erica's late-night post didn't last long. In fact, it felt like the quiet just before a storm tears the sky open. People had barely finished retweeting her hand-holding picture with Mendeecees when Tasha K fired back with a post that left social media in shambles. It was just 5 words. No hashtags, no emojis, just cold, direct text on a black background. "I've only scratched the surface." And with that, the whole internet knew she wasn't done. Not by a long shot. What came next wasn't a video or an audio file, but something far more dangerous, a leaked email. The screenshot appeared on a fan gossip page, tagged anonymously, and showed what looked like internal communication between someone from Tasha's camp and a source tied to the production set of Love and Hip Hop. The email implied that someone on set had tipped her off about a federal party showing interest in Mendeecees' financials during a location shoot months ago. While there was no official name on the email and no confirmation of its authenticity, the internet didn't wait. Theories spiraled, blogs reposted, and fans began to ask, was Tasha getting insider info? And if so, how far back did this go? Mendeecees, already on edge, called a close friend who used to work with production. According to a private DM leak posted by a reality TV page, the friend told him point blank, "They've been talking to her, bro. You didn't hear it from me, but someone's feeding her." The messages were blurred, names removed, but it was clear enough to cause panic. One message showed Mendeecees responding, "I swear if I find out who, it's done." Whether it was a real threat or just frustration boiling over, no one could say, but it added fuel to the fire. Yandy, who had remained mostly silent, was now being dragged into the mess by association. Fans flooded her page, demanding she speak up. Where do you stand? Do you believe your husband, or is this damage control? Her silence only made things worse. Every time she posted anything unrelated, like a workout video or a skincare reel, the comment section lit up with people calling her out for avoiding the topic. One user wrote, "You doing squats while the Fed's squatting on Mendeecees' head?" The pressure built until finally, she dropped a short video, clearly unscripted, shot on her phone, her eyes puffy, her voice low. "I've watched this play out long enough," she began. "And I've stayed quiet not because I'm scared, but because I'm tired. Tired of defending myself against a woman who's made us her storyline for years. Tired of trying to prove we're real people with real families, not just content for someone else's clicks." She didn't say Tasha's name, but the target was obvious. The video racked up over 1 million views in 24 hours. Meanwhile, Tasha K wasn't letting up. Her next post was a blurred image of court paperwork. Nothing readable, just a tease. Caption read, "He better hope I don't post the rest." Fans zoomed in, screenshotted, enhanced. They swore they could make out certain phrases like fiscal review, public conduct, and third-party witness. Whether real or not, it was enough to send the fan base spiraling. People began combing through Mendeecees' old cases, looking for anything that could connect. YouTube reaction videos popped up hourly, all asking the same thing. Was this just trolling, or was Tasha K actually sitting on something explosive? At this point, producers behind Love and Hip Hop reportedly stepped in. They've been quiet publicly, but sources say they were furious privately, not because of the drama, that was great for ratings, but because of the direction it was going. Federal allegations, leaked emails, a possible staff mole. This wasn't just messy, it was risky. One anonymous source told a gossip reporter they wanted scandal, not subpoenas. A rumored emergency meeting was held with select cast members, asking everyone to keep things under control until filming wrapped. But with emotions this raw and egos this bruised, that was easier said than done. Erica, for her part, wasn't holding anything back anymore. A week after her original post, she went live on Instagram. No glam, no filter, just her. A hoodie and a couch. "You want to keep playing with people's lives? Fine," she said, eyes locked on the camera. "But what you're not going to do is act like this is journalism. It's personal. It's always been personal. She's been coming for me since day one." Why? Because I didn't play the game. Because I spoke up. Because I told her no. The comment section was chaos. Fans cheered. Trolls cheered. And bloggers clipped every second. Some pointed out Erica's history with drama, accusing her of deflecting. Others felt her pain. One viral tweet read, "You can hear the exhaustion in her voice. This ain't for clout. This is survival." Mendeecees watched the live from a separate room. According to a source close to the couple, he'd wanted to go live with her. But Erica said, "No, this is my battle too." She told him, "You're not the only one being dragged." Those around them said tensions had been high in their home. They weren't fighting, but the stress was constant. One insider claimed, every time her phone buzzes, she flinches. Every time his name trends, they hold their breath. And then came the unexpected twist that no one saw coming. A former Love and hip-hop producer anonymously emailed a podcast host with a claim that shook the entire narrative. They said Tasha K had once pitched a partnership to the network, exclusive leaks, planted stories, and pre-planned scandal drops in exchange for early access to cast content. According to this claim, the network declined, but Tasha allegedly used her own contacts to continue creating parallel drama that often dropped the same week as major storylines. When the podcast episode aired and this theory hit the internet, the game changed. Now, fans were questioning whether Tasha K had been orchestrating all of this to align with the show's calendar. She's not exposing, one blogger said. She's producing without a paycheck. Others pushed back. Nah, she just got better sources than VH1. Mendeecees, however, felt vindicated. A close friend said he finally seemed like he could breathe again. He kept saying, see, it's not just me. You've been plotting. But even with that momentum, the damage was done. His name was trending for the wrong reasons. Clips of his past resurfaced. Old interviews were edited into new exposure videos. Worst of all, fans had begun turning their suspicion toward Yandy and Erica, too. The irony wasn't lost on anyone, especially Tasha. Her next post was sarcastic as ever. So now I'm the villain for giving y'all the truth? She followed it up with a poll. Should I go silent or go savage? Over 80% chose savage. And so the cycle continued. Interview requests poured in for everyone involved. Daytime talk shows, podcast hosts, bloggers, even documentary producers wanted a piece of the chaos. Some called it the fall of a reality TV king. Others branded it the revenge of digital media. But to the people in the middle of it, Mendeecees, Erica, Yandy, it wasn't entertainment. It was personal, messy, exhausting. And with Tasha teasing another part 2 of her supposed leak, no one knew where the next hit would land. But everyone was watching. Everyone was waiting. Because whether she had the goods or was just bluffing, one thing was undeniable. Tasha had them all on edge. And she wasn't letting go. By the time the third wave of backlash rolled through, even the most loyal fans didn't know what to believe anymore. The line between reality, revenge, and raw emotion had blurred beyond recognition. Mendeecees, once known for keeping his cool, had now become the central figure in one of the most chaotic internet scandals the Love and hip-hop franchise had ever witnessed, and it wasn't even airing on television. This wasn't scripted. This wasn't edited. This was real-time damage. And every second of it was being dissected across thousands of phones, blogs, and group chats. What made it worse was that Tasha K didn't need to drop long videos or hour-long rants to dominate the conversation. She'd figured out the formula. Small bites, cryptic captions, and enough shade to keep the internet dizzy. A 15-second clip here. A blurry screenshot there. One-liners like he said what he wasn't supposed to say or ask Erica who she called that night. Each post felt like a puzzle piece to a bigger story. And the fans, they were obsessed with solving it. Meanwhile, Mendeecees had gone quiet again. Completely. No stories, no posts, no likes. People noticed immediately. He disappeared after calling Tasha out. One user wrote, "Must be something real behind those leaks." Others defended him, saying, the man deserved peace. But silence in the world of public drama is almost always interpreted as guilt. And unfortunately for Mendeecees, Tasha wasn't leaving room for doubt. In a voice note she posted on her Patreon, Tasha claimed she had a clip, audio only, of Mendeecees in a heated conversation about protecting Erica from exposure. She didn't post the full recording. It was just a 7-second teaser that cut off right after Mendeecees' voice said, "Nah, if that gets out, we done." Fans went into a frenzy. Some speculated he was talking about an old affair. Others said it was about a past arrest. The truth didn't even matter anymore. The damage was in the suggestion. But while the internet argued, Yandy was done sitting on the sidelines. She posted a close-up selfie, no filter, no glam, just tired eyes. And the caption, Say my name again and watch what happens. It was a direct challenge. No hiding behind indirects or ambiguity. The internet exploded. Within an hour, Tasha reposted it with the reply, "Oh, I planned to." That was the night everything shifted. That same evening, a new video surfaced, one that no one saw coming. Not from Tasha, not from Mendeecees, but from a former assistant to a producer who'd worked the Atlanta set during season 10. In a now-deleted TikTok, the assistant claimed they'd witnessed multiple conversations between Tasha K and production insiders. "They wanted drama," she said, and Tasha delivered it. She went on to claim that certain scenes had been exaggerated or cut in specific ways just to line up with what Tasha would say next on her platform. "It's like they were feeding each other," she whispered. But even with all this chaos, Tasha K never slowed down. She posted another teaser on her YouTube community tab. "You want the uncut version? Keep watching." And just like that, the countdown began. Fans were glued to her page, waiting for what she'd drop next. The anticipation was electric and terrifying. Producers of Love and Hip Hop finally issued a vague statement. It wasn't much, just a few lines saying they valued the safety and well-being of their cast and didn't condone harassment. But it was too little, too late. No one bought it. The fans wanted answers. The cast wanted peace. And the internet? It wanted blood. Backstage at the next taping, the vibe was tense. Security was tighter. Phones were banned. Erica showed up with her lawyer. Yandy barely said a word to anyone. And Mendeecees? He walked in, did his scenes, and left without even changing clothes. "He's done," one crew member whispered. Like, mentally checked out. This ain't fun for him anymore. But in spite of everything, the ratings were up. Way up. The network was eating. And Tasha, she had more eyes on her than ever. Her channel was trending. Her name was in headlines. Her inbox was full of tip-offs and anonymous sources. And still, she kept posting, kept teasing, kept spinning. Because whether Mendeecees liked it or not, his name had become her content. His pain had become entertainment. And in this brutal corner of the internet, the drama never ends. It only escalates. The pressure cooker finally reached its boiling point during what was supposed to be a regular production day. The set was unusually quiet that morning, but the tension was thick. Crew members whispered behind lighting rigs. Producers had their heads buried in text chains, and cast members walked with tight shoulders and darting eyes. Everyone knew something was coming. They just didn't know what form it would take. It wasn't just about Mendeecees anymore. It was about the way Tasha K had managed to pull the entire show into her orbit. And now, her grip was undeniable. Tasha's newest teaser had gone live just hours earlier, and it was already everywhere, a shaky cam clip clearly taken from a private parking lot meeting outside the studio. It showed Mendeecees talking to someone whose face was invisible. He was frustrated, moving his hands as he spoke. And though the audio was muffled, one sentence rang clear: "I should have never let her get that close." Fans were dissecting it within minutes. Was he talking about Tasha? Erica? Someone else? Theories flew faster than anyone could respond. What no one could answer was how the footage was even captured. The parking lot was supposed to be secure. Mendeecees didn't respond publicly, but those close to him said he was devastated. He felt like he was being hunted, like no matter where he went, someone had a lens on him. He reportedly turned to Yandy and asked, "How did she get this deep in our lives? How did she even have this much access?" Yandy didn't have an answer. She just looked at him, lips pressed tight, and whispered, "We let it happen." The set that day felt more like a courtroom than a reality TV show. Every cast member had seen the clip. The whispers were nonstop. Erica sat in makeup, staring into the mirror but not really seeing herself. A makeup artist tried to powder her cheeks, but she brushed the hand away. "Don't bother," she said. "They're going to say I'm faking emotions anyway." Nearby, Yandy scrolled through her phone with a furrowed brow. Every few seconds, she'd glance over at Mendeecees, who sat silently in a chair, hood up, eyes unreadable. The producers pulled them into a private meeting before filming. No cameras, no assistants, just the three of them and two executives. "We need to know how you want to proceed. One of the execs said, tone gentle but firm. This has gone beyond television. It's real now. Erica let out a bitter laugh. You think it wasn't real before? Yandy folded her arms. We're being recorded offset, off-duty, without our consent. And she's allowed to post that. The producers exchanged glances. We can't control her, one admitted. But we can give you the space to respond on your own terms. Mendeecees didn't speak for a while. When he finally did, his voice was low. If I respond, she wins. If I stay quiet, she wins. How do I get my name back? The room went silent because the truth was nobody knew. Later that evening, after filming wrapped, the three of them sat in the same green room where they'd once celebrated a scene gone viral. Now it felt like a bunker. Outside, phones buzzed nonstop. Tweets poured in. Stories were reshared. Hashtags like hashtag Mendeecees leaks and hashtag Tasha K exposed trended simultaneously. Even fans didn't know what side to stand on anymore. Some felt sorry for the couple. Others insisted they were finally being exposed. Erica scrolled through her DMs and read one out loud. You deserve this. You've been fake from day one. She turned the phone to Mendeecees, her voice cracking. You see this? I've been paying for your past for years. He looked at her, jaw clenched, but said nothing. Yandy jumped in. Don't do that. This isn't his fault alone. We let it go on too long. We laughed at her posts when it was about someone else. Now it's us. Erica wiped her face. And I'm done being silent. That night, without telling anyone, Erica went live. She wasn't in full glam. She wasn't even sitting upright. She lay on her side, phone balanced on a pillow, voice unsteady. I'm not here to entertain tonight, she began. I'm not here to trend. I'm just here because I'm exhausted. Tasha K has dragged every piece of my name, my family, my pain for what? For clicks? For money? And now people are calling me a liar, saying I'm complicit, saying I deserve this. She paused, her lip trembling. Nobody deserves to be stalked like this. I don't care what y'all think of me, but this is not okay. Her live hit over 80K viewers within 10 minutes. She didn't cry. She didn't yell. She just spoke, raw, broken, human. And for the first time in this entire mess, people started to shift. The comments weren't all hateful. There were hearts. There were apologies. There were fans saying, I judged you too soon. Mendeecees sat in the next room watching her live from his phone. When she finished, he walked to the kitchen and poured a glass of water with shaking hands. Yandy followed him, silent for a moment, then asked, You going to say something too? He nodded. Yeah. But not for her. For the people who still believe I'm who she says I am. The next day, Mendeecees finally posted. It was a single video. Him sitting alone. No background music. No effects. Just honesty. I know I'm not perfect, he said. I know my past ain't clean. But I've worked every day to be better. For my family, my wife, my kids. And no blogger, no comment section, no viral post will take that from me. He looked straight into the lens. You say I'm hiding? I've never hidden. I've been living. And if living makes me a target, then so be it. The video reached 1 million views in less than 24 hours. Even Tasha's followers were split. Some praised him. Others mocked him. But one thing was undeniable. He had reclaimed some of the narrative. Tasha didn't back down. She posted immediately after with a sarcastic smirk. Oh, now y'all spiritual and healed? But her tone felt different. For the first time, her comments were full of pushback. This went too far. Maybe let them breathe. This ain't tea. It's trauma. It wasn't a complete shift, but it was something. Producers jumped at the chance to capitalize. They offered Mendeecees, Yandy, and Erica a special episode, a sit-down. No script. Just them and the truth. At first, they declined. But then Erica said yes. And when she said yes, so did Yandy. Mendeecees took a few days, but eventually he agreed. If I don't speak now, he said, I lose the right to speak at all. The episode was filmed in secret. It's a small room. Soft lighting. Just the three of them on couches. They spoke for 2 hours about the leaks, the rumors, the violations, the fear. They didn't cry for sympathy. They didn't beg for forgiveness. They just told the truth. And when it aired, the internet paused, not because it was dramatic, but because it was real. And in the world of fabricated scandals, twisted captions, and viral deception, realness had become the rarest thing of all. You've seen it all unfold. The breakdowns, the betrayals, the blurred lines between truth and gossip. We've watched Mendeecees reach his limit, calling out Tasha K, not just for the chaos she stirred, but for the years of damage she left in her wake. We've seen Erica stand her ground, not with shouting, but with raw honesty. And Yandy, usually calm and collected, found herself caught in the storm too, forced to speak up when silence no longer felt safe. This wasn't just internet beef. This was a full-blown war between real people and the machine that profits off their pain. And now the question falls on you. Do you think Mendeecees was right to call Tasha K obsessed? Is she exposing truth, or just feeding a narrative she's helped create? Was the leaked footage proof of something bigger, or just another play for clicks? And after all the lies, the tears, the silent nights filled with online noise, does the public owe the cast some grace? Or is this the price of living on camera? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What moment hit you hardest? Was it Erica's late-night confession, Yandy's veiled threat, or Mendeecees finally breaking his silence? We want to know where you stand. If you believe in hearing every side of the story, especially the side that rarely gets told, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into the drama behind the headlines and ring the bell so you don't miss the next twist in this tangled reality. Because when the cameras go off and the rumors keep flying, we're still here pulling back the curtain.